I'm Rachel.
And I'm David.
Join us for a tour of our balcony room on the Ruby Princess.
Let's
go. And this is our balcony room on the Ruby Princess. The first thing when you walk in the door is this big full-length mirror, which is really nice because it's right next to the closet, so you can check out your outfits as you get ready for the day. And that leads us right into the closet space. It does have a motion-activated light at the top, so it'll come on and off depending on when you're in the space, which could be a bad thing if you have somebody sleeping on the other side, but there is a nice wall that divides it. And we have the shelf up here, which is where they will keep your life vests. Your stateroom steward will also put extra things up here during the day, like some of the pillows that they put on your bed during the day, they'll put them here at night. So don't plan on putting a lot of storage up here usually. And then we have a lot of space to hang clothes, which, as you can see, there aren't very many hangers in here, but you can always ask your stateroom steward for more hangers, or you can order them in the Princess app for free. And we do also have laundry sheets here. So they give you 2 by default, but if you run out, they'll replenish them every day for you. And a bag here that is reusable. It's kind of like a plasticky material, and it'll be good to take like towels or just stuff in your port days. And then obviously there's a lot of room at the bottom of your closet, and that's usually where we store our big luggage bags after we unpack. And that leads you right into this portion of the closet, which are a lot of shelves. You also have a little safe in here. It really can't fit like a laptop. It's not in that size. Really, you should just plan on putting like passports, important documents, money, things like that in here. And it just closes with your own combination. And then plenty of shelves that go all the way down. So we usually unpack during a cruise. This is 11 days. So it's a good amount of storage for us for that amount of time. And now we're on to the bathroom. And just like any other cruise ship bathroom, the light is on the outside and the door will open. And I'm not even going to go in there because it is a very small space, as you can see. And, it starts with the vanity. At the top of the vanity, you do have 3 shelves, which is a good amount of storage, I feel like. We always have a lot of extra room when we unpack on this kind of voyage. And they give you 2 cups for, brushing your teeth or whatever you might need them for. There's also a limited voltage plug in here that's really only good for certain shavers. So don't plan on like plugging your curling irons or your hair dryers in the bathroom. We also have some hand soap and body lotion, which we really enjoy having liquid hand soap. Wash your hands often on every cruise. And it's a good amount of lighting as well. It's pretty bright in here, so shouldn't have any problems getting ready in the morning. And we also have tissues here, which your stateroom steward will replenish. And down below, you have a little trash can as well. And sometimes they put extra tissues and toilet paper down here, but they didn't for us today. But your stateroom steward will be in every day, multiple times probably, so you can always ask for more. And in the shower, you have a clothesline, so you can hang like your wet bathing suits in there or anything else that might get wet during your journey. And it does go away, so you can put it out just as you need it. And then a pretty standard shower head. It's, Princess still has on their older ships the showers with the curtains that are pretty small. So you're probably going to get some water outside of the shower, unfortunately. So just be careful where you put that curtain. And they do also have a tiny little shelf on the inside to put some toiletries up there. It's really not a lot of room. And they do give you some body wash and combined shampoo and conditioner as well. You can use theirs or you can use your own, but if you use your own, you won't have very much space to put it in the shower. And now we have the main living area of your room. So obviously we have the bed here, and it is usually 2 twins, but they combined it to make a king for us. That's a setting that you can figure in the app or on the website before you board, but you can also ask your stateroom steward to change it if you get into the room and it's not what you would want. Both sides of the bed do come with their own nightstand, and these are bolted into the wall. This one's not going to move. And it does have a little lamp on top that's also kind of bolted to the thing, and you just turn it off or on. Unfortunately, there are no plugs on this nightstand. Some of the ships have at least a USB slot. This one does not have that. So that's pretty unfortunate in my opinion, especially considering there are no plugs anywhere near the bed. And we have lights here that control the room lights. So this one is the lights by the front door, and this one are the lights in the room. All right. And also on the nightstand, we have some shelves, pretty standard. So one at the top that's not covered, and then 2 drawers that both open. They are not soft close. They do stop at a certain point, but obviously you could tell when I closed it, it was a pretty loud clack. And there is a big mirror behind the bed, which is kind of a weird thing to have. You're not really going to stand at the end of the bed and look at yourself in the mirror. I think it's more just to make the room seem bigger than it is. And we have another mirror here. There's lots of mirrors in this room, and it's right above the desk area. So this would probably be where you're going to get ready in the morning if you have, appliances that you use, like hair dryers, curling irons, things like that. They do have a hair dryer for you though, and you press this button to get it out. It's really old. It's like ancient. Luckily, you don't have to hold the button down for it to go. So that's an improvement over some that we've had. And it does actually seem to be pretty strong, but it is attached. So you can't really do your hair other places with it. And you also have the room phone here. And it's pretty self-explanatory. They have buttons for all the different things that you might need to dial on the phone. But you can also dial other staterooms if you are traveling with somebody else. And back here we have some plugs. So we just have 2 3-pronged outlets and a light switch that goes to just this area right above the desk. That's not a lot of plugs, and these are the closest plugs to the bed. So luckily we have an extension cord that we brought, but if you need to plug your phone in for the bed, it's quite a distance, so make sure you bring a longer cord. And on the desk, we also have a chair that comes with it. So pretty standard cruise ship chair, and the little trash can underneath. And we have some shelves right here as well for some more storage. And now I'm going to test the bed, which I have high hopes for because princess beds are usually pretty comfortable. So it feels pretty plush, and they always have good quality comforters, I feel like. So I think this is going to be like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10.
All right, now it's my turn to test the bed. So we have a pretty high standard for princess beds, as Rachel mentioned. So I feel pretty good about, oh, it is plushy. It's got good.
Oh yeah, it's bouncing a lot, yeah.
Oh. I know I'm feeling mostly the comforter right now, but I'm telling you guys, the mattress itself is like heaven. So I think Rachel's gonna have to do the tour without me. Sorry, guys. No, it's like an 8 though. It's gotta be like the best cruise ship bed, I think, right? Like, I think they use the same mattresses for all their fleets.
Yeah, so they do. Unless you get a suite, I think you have an upgraded mattress.
Gotcha. But... All right, and here's the thermostat. It is sad. It's very, very basic. You can put it all the way down and just hope for the best. These haven't been the best historically for us. Now, I will say it is actually pretty nice because the output vent for this is like right above the space you would be moving around in a lot. I think that does kind of help spread the air throughout the room, and it's not really like congested towards like, the walk-in space or whatever. So it is coming out right here. And I do feel cold air coming out, or cool air, I should say. But I could see it being decent. And fortunately, we're going up to Alaska for this trip, and the air outside is going to be cool. So if we ever get too hot in here, we'll just hang out outside for a little bit. All right, and here we have a television. It's actually upgraded. I think It used to be in that corner. I'll show it to you guys in a second, but it's a lot bigger than the corner. So definitely a little bit nicer. And it's an LG, which is actually pretty nice. They have pretty good televisions. And, you know, I like to talk about how to hook your stuff up to the television. So if you have a Roku stick or a Fire Stick, or you just want to hook your laptop up, I'm always focused on where the ports are on the televisions, and it's on this side. But I noticed something kind of interesting about this. I'm going to have to show you guys. So if you're watching, you can see there's actually this white box right here. It's blocking the HDMI port back there. So I think I can still reach it, but granted, I have a lot of experience messing with the backs of these TVs, so I highly recommend not messing with this. You notice there's no desk or anything down here, but there is this nice little table that you can just drag over and put your stuff on. And I have a cable long enough that it'll actually sit over there. So it'll be pretty good, I think, for us. But again, because of that white box, I don't want to mess with that. I wouldn't touch it. And so I would rate this probably like a 3 out of 10. For most people, this is a pretty bad setup if you want to hook your stuff up. But over here is where I was talking about the television used to exist. You can kind of see where it was bolted down. And it would have been a very, very small television, obviously. So anyone who's cruised a lot has probably seen those smaller televisions over the years. And I don't know what this is. It looks like it used to be some kind of switch, but you got a 3-prong outlet up here you can use. It doesn't really reach to anything, like any of the common spaces you would hang out in, but you could charge a phone or something up here. It'd actually be pretty good for that. And again, this looks like it used to be a switch that controlled this plug, and they just straight up removed it. So up here it's just more storage space now. And down here we got our waters that we paid for before the cruise started. And we got a mini bar set up that's pretty small. But it's some decent space here. It's actually pretty nice. Again, as Rachel mentioned, we got more mirrors. I think it is to make the room feel a lot bigger than it is. And the most important thing in this corner is probably the refrigerator, which is just down here. And this one actually looks pretty decent, but it opens in a weird way, so you're barely clearing that.
Yeah.
And there's more of our little setup there. So
And now we are to the favorite part of the room, which is why you would book it for Alaska, and that is the balcony. The handle only turns halfway on these ships, so some of them they turn all the way, but this one only halfway, and then you just pull the door open. It actually came open pretty easy, so that's good. And out here is the balcony. We are covered, which is, in my opinion, good, especially when you're going somewhere that might rain. It's just nice because then you're always sheltered from the elements a little bit. And we have 2 chairs with a little bench in between so you can have some drinks or some afternoon tea out here. The chairs are pretty standard. They do recline. And the good thing too is they do have footstools. So you can kind of make them into a recliner.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you'd have to kind of angle it a little bit, but you should be able to do it. And the view is the most important part. Obviously, if you're cruising to Alaska, it's paramount that you have the ability to take in all of the unobstructed views of nature and just the beauty that surrounds you. Thanks for joining us on our tour of our balcony room on the Ruby Princess. The balcony is really the highlight of this room. It's pretty large compared to the balconies on some of the older Princess ships, so that's definitely my favorite part.
Yeah, I mean, we're out here right now and there's footrests you can use, and you even have like a side table. And we've been on lots of balconies that didn't even have a side table. So this one is really deep and it's really nice and it's really well thought out too. It kind of seems like they were thinking about the families having everybody out on the balconies and stuff all at once. So I just think it's just perfect. So
Yeah, and overall the room is pretty standard. It's, a little small, it's a little dated. Probably my least favorite thing is that there aren't plugs on both sides of the bed. I like to plug my phone in near my head and I like to have a little fan, but can't do either of those things in this room. So that's not been my favorite.
yeah, it's something to really consider if you have 2 people using like a CPAP machine or something like that. It's really going to cause you some major issues. And you can't really like pull the beds out and use like the ones between the beds because they're a certain type of plug and that takes a lot of effort to get to. So it's one of those things where you don't really know about it until you get into the room. Maybe not every room is configured that way, but it's just really unfortunate that was a little bit of an oversight on their part.
But there's plenty of storage. We haven't had any problem keeping all of our stuff, put away. And it's been kept very clean by our stateroom steward, who's amazing. So it's been a really nice room.
I do want to mention that the bed is still incredible.
gosh.
It's like
It's the
Yeah,
best.
we might have underrated it when we
I
did
think
our
so.
initial scores because it's just been so good. And I had a major back issue throughout this cruise, and the bed has been like a lifesaver for me. So I love it. It's incredible. We didn't ask for an extra bed topper or extra pillows or anything. Just everything about it is just so nice. And it traps heat a little bit, but when you have those big fluffy comforters, it's gonna happen. But I really appreciate it. I love these beds.
Well, and the pillows. The pillows
Yeah.
are amazing as well. I actually want to see if I can find the brand and buy some for our house because they're just like putting your head on a cloud. So, yes, definitely the bed is great. We've both been sleeping phenomenally.
Yeah. So hopefully the things we said, haven't been too negative because it's still an incredible cruise.
So, what do you think? Have you sailed on the Ruby Princess in a balcony room or any of the other kinds of rooms? Let us know in the comments what you think. And if you enjoy this video and want to see more travel content from us, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. But for now, I'm Rachel,
And I'm David.
and we hope this video helps you find the right direction for your next adventure.
Bye.
Bye!